Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at the Hyksos, conquerors of ancient Egypt. However, before we begin, just a reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Legend tells us one thing, while history tells us another. Egypt, the land of the pharaohs, a timeless land favored by the gods. The Nile, that gave life to Egypt. The mighty Nile, the life source that gave rise to a people and many dynasties that ruled the then known world. This then was Egypt, the eternal kingdom favored over all others by the gods. How could they ever fall from grace and be subjugated by foreign conquerors? This is the point that we will explore today. And who were these foreigners who dared challenge the might of Egypt? It is generally believed by the scholar community that in the year 3150 before the Common Era, Menes, the Scorpion King, was first to unite both kingdoms of Upper and Lower Egypt. This unification led to a series of dynasties that ruled Egypt for the next 3 millennia. Egyptian culture flourished during this long period and remained distinctly Egyptian in its religion, arts, language, and customs. The first 2 ruling dynasties of a united Egypt set the stage for the Old Kingdom, which constructed many pyramids, most notably the 3rd dynasty period of Djoser and the 4th dynasty Giza pyramids. The first intermediate period ushered in a time of political upheaval, disunity, and famine for roughly the next 150 years. However, stronger Nile floods and the stabilization of government brought back renewed prosperity to the country during the Middle Kingdom, reaching a peak during the reign of Pharaoh Amenemhat III. A second period of disunity heralded the arrival of the first foreign ruling dynasty in Egypt, the Hyksos. Who were the Hyksos? One school of thought is that they were a Semitic people who stormed their way into Egypt on powerful chariots, disciplined forces, and armed with their superior weapons. It is, however, debated that the Hyksos introduced such technological innovations such as the horse and chariot, as well as the sickle, sword, and composite bow. Did the Hyksos actually conquer and rule all of Egypt? Though the Hyksos maintained their seat of power in the city of Avaris in the Nile Delta, they did not control all of Egypt. It is most likely that they were limited to controlling the eastern Nile Delta. Instead of direct control, they most likely coexisted with the ruling Egyptian dynasty. While the Hyksos absorbed many Egyptian customs, they still favored and practiced their own customs of the Levant and Canaan. One argument is that the Hyksos were eventually absorbed into the Egyptian culture. However, I disagree. It is most likely due to the separation of customs and practices maintained by the Hyksos that they were never truly absorbed by the Egyptians into their culture. Warfare between the Hyksos and the pharaohs of the late 17th dynasty eventually culminated in the defeat of the foreign invaders by Pharaoh Ahmose I, who then founded the 18th dynasty. Over the following centuries, the Egyptians would portray the Hyksos as bloodthirsty and oppressive rulers. What do we really know about the Hyksos? Most of what we know is at best sketchy. Many details of their rule are completely unknown to us. We have next to no records of their kings or the true extent of their kingdom. According to the historian Josephus, he associated the Hyksos with the exodus of the Israelites. Josephus translates the name Hyksos as shepherd kings. It has been debated that Josephus's rendition may have arisen from the Egyptian pronunciation, which was thought to be Lord of the Shepherds. However, it is generally accepted by many scholars that Hyksos is translated as foreign kings. It is also believed that the name is used to refer to the foreign rulers rather than a people. An opposing point of view is that the name Hyksos was a generic term used by the Egyptians, especially for Asiatic rulers. This is further supported in the way that chieftains from the Syro-Palestine area were addressed, the most prominent of whom was Abisha the Hyksos. In various tomb paintings of the 12th century, they depict the Canaanites as nomads paying homage to the Egyptians. These people are often referred to as the Amu or Hyksos. This then further promulgates the idea that the Hyksos were from the Levant and Canaan. What little we actually know about the Hyksos shows a mix of both Egyptian and Levantine cultural traits. It is for these reasons that I believe the Hyksos were never totally absorbed into Egyptian culture. I concur that the pharaohs of the 17th century eventually drove the Hyksos out of Egypt. Was Josephus then correct in associating the departure of the Hyksos with the biblical Exodus? That is a completely different question that we can discuss in a future episode of Traveler's Tales. This brings us to the end of part 1 of the Hyksos, foreign conquerors of ancient Egypt. Just as a reminder, we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to our channel. This truly is the best way to help our channel grow. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Traveler's Tales. Traveler's Tales will return with part 2 of the Hyksos, foreign conquerors of Egypt. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and history, Kartistos.